They told you that that stubborn, hard belly fat is just a normal part of getting older. They told you that if you just ate a little less and walked a little more, it would disappear. But you've done that. You've counted the calories, you've skipped the desserts, and yet the scale hasn't budged. In fact, your midsection might feel firmer and more uncomfortable than ever. Here is the truth that most conventional advice misses. If you have that hard, protruding belly fat, the kind that feels solid like a basketball under your skin, calories are not your problem. Your problem is a single hormone that is currently shouting at your body to store fat and never let it go. This deep, visceral fat is wrapped around your organs like armor, and it is dangerous. But the good news is, you don't need more willpower. You need a hormonal reset. By the end of this video, I'm going to show you 3 specific insulin tricks that flip your internal switch from store to burn, allowing you to melt that visceral fat even while you sleep. I'm Dr. Adam Carter, and welcome to Seniors Life Health. Today, we are talking about the engine of your metabolism, insulin. To understand why you aren't losing weight, you have to understand what's happening inside your body right now. Think of your body like a car. For most of your life, you could put fuel in, drive around, and burn it off. But as we age, if we constantly flood the engine with fuel, the mechanics get rusty. Insulin is a hormone that acts like a key. Its job is to unlock your cells to let energy in. But when insulin stays high all the time, because of what we eat and how often we eat, the locks get jammed. This is called insulin resistance. When the locks are jammed, your body has no choice. It takes that energy and packs it deep into your abdomen as visceral fat. The scary part: as long as insulin is high, it is physically impossible for your body to burn fat. It doesn't matter if you only eat 1,000 calories a day. If insulin is high, the doors to your fat stores are locked tight. So how do we lower it? We don't do it by starving. We do it with these 3 tricks. Trick number 1 is about when you eat, not just what you eat. It's called time-restricted eating, but let's keep it simple. We need to stop the constant grazing. In the last 30 years, we've been taught to eat 6 small meals a day to keep our metabolism burning. For a senior with insulin resistance, this is the worst possible advice. Every time you eat, whether it's a full meal, a healthy granola bar, or even a few grapes, your insulin spikes. Imagine an alarm bell ringing every time you put food in your mouth. If you snack all day, that alarm never stops ringing. Your body never gets a break to lower insulin and switch into fat-burning mode. Here is the trick. You need to give your body a period of silence. I want you to try eating your meals within an 8 to 10 hour window. For example, have your breakfast at 10 a.m. and finish your dinner by 6 p.m. Outside of that window, you eat nothing. You can have water, black coffee, or herbal tea, but no food. Why does this work? Because about 12 hours after your last meal, your insulin levels finally drop low enough that your body says, okay, we have no food coming in. Let's go into the freezer and burn some of that stored fat. If you stop snacking and stick to this window, within 3 days, you will notice your energy evens out. The brain fog lifts, and your midsection starts to feel less bloated. If you are finding these tips helpful for your health, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss our next guide on aging backwards. Before we move to the next powerful remedy, if you found this first tip helpful, you can support our research team by clicking this super thanks heart button below. And for priority answers to your questions, consider joining our Seniors VIP family by hitting the Join button. Now, let's talk about what goes on your plate. Trick number 2 requires us to unlearn a bad habit. We need to stop counting calories and start counting insulin spikes. Many of you have been buying foods labeled low-fat for decades, but take a look at the label. When food manufacturers remove fat, they lose flavor. To fix that, they add sugar and refined carbohydrates. When you eat a low-fat muffin or a bowl of processed cereal, your blood sugar rockets up. Your pancreas panics and floods your body with insulin to bring it down. That massive flood of insulin tells your body, store this energy as belly fat immediately. To kill visceral fat, you need to eat foods that keep the insulin line flat. Here is the rule. Build every meal around a quality protein and a healthy fat. Protein, like eggs, salmon, sardines, or grass-fed beef, does trigger insulin, but only a little bit. It is a gentle wave, not a tsunami. Fat, like olive oil, avocado, butter, or the natural fat in meat, has almost zero effect on insulin. This is the secret. Healthy fats keep you full, they fuel your brain, and they do not spike your storage hormone. For your next meal, instead of pasta or toast, try this: a piece of grilled salmon or a chicken breast, a large serving of spinach or broccoli sautéed in butter or olive oil, and perhaps half an avocado. When you eat this way, two things happen. First, you are physically full. Second, because your blood sugar didn't spike, you won't get that crash 2 hours later where you are desperate for a snack. You are training your body to run on a steady stream of energy rather than a sugar roller coaster. Remember, fiber is your friend here too. Non-starchy vegetables act like a sponge, slowing down the absorption of anything else you eat. Now let's say you are spacing your meals and eating better, but you want to speed up the process. Trick number 3 involves 2 simple ingredients likely sitting in your kitchen right now. They act as natural insulin reset buttons. The first is apple cider vinegar. This isn't just an old wives' tale. The science is actually quite impressive. The acetic acid in vinegar slows down the rate at which your stomach empties food into your small intestine. This means the sugar from your meal enters your blood much slower. Studies show that taking 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, diluted in a tall glass of water, before a meal can reduce blood sugar spikes by up to 30%. Here is the senior safety way to take it. Never drink it straight. It is too acidic for your esophagus and your tooth enamel. Mix 1 tablespoon in a large glass of water. If you don't like the taste, use a straw to bypass your tongue, or use it as a dressing on your salad before the main course. The second ingredient is cinnamon. But you have to be careful here. Not all cinnamon is created equal. Most of the cheap cinnamon in the grocery store is called cassia cinnamon. In high doses, it can be tough on the liver, which is a concern as we age. You want to look for Ceylon cinnamon. It is often called true cinnamon. It works by mimicking insulin. It helps move glucose out of your blood and into your cells, so your body doesn't have to produce as much of its own insulin. Try adding half a teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon to your morning coffee, or sprinkling it on that small portion of berries. It's a tiny tweak, but over weeks and months, these small hormonal nudges add up to massive changes in your waistline. When you combine these 3 tricks, eating in a window, prioritizing protein and healthy fats, and using vinegar and cinnamon, you stop fighting your body. The cravings that usually derail you will quiet down. That energy slump at 2 p.m. will disappear, and that hard, visceral belly fat will finally start to soften and melt away. It is not about starving yourself, it is about healing your hormones. You have tried willpower, and it didn't work. Now, it is time to try balance. Start with just 1 of these tricks tomorrow. Maybe just the meal timing. See how you feel. Your body wants to be healthy. You just have to give it the right instructions. If you found this video helpful, please share it with a friend or family member who has been struggling with their weight. It might just change their life. And don't forget to watch the video on screen now. It dives deeper into how to reverse insulin resistance permanently. I'm Dr. Adam Carter. Here's to your health. I'll see you in the next video.